All right, welcome back to another video. My name is Angie, and this is Angie's Art and Crafty Creations. Today's video is another tumbler, and I am happy to finally have gotten one of these tumblers done from the subscription box of Butterfly Lane Designs. I think she turned out beautiful. I love her. She is super cute, and this is how she's turned out. I fussy cutted, which you'll see in the video, these little bubbles to cover up the kind of crease marks. I missed one here, but can't really see it anyhow. So this is today's video. Finally got to my subscription box from Butterfly Lane Designs. I'm so happy. I actually have a couple videos or a couple tumblers coming up that also are from that box, because I have since received my second box from Butterfly Lane Designs. So anyway, so if you would like to see how I made this tumbler, go ahead and continue to watch this video. But I would like to say in advance, thank you so much for watching. If you are a current subscriber, thank you. If you are not a current subscriber, please consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit the bell so you'll be notified when I release new content. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get on into the video. Okay, so I'm going to start off here with a 20-ounce stainless steel hog, and I have prepped it by sanding it. Take the bottom little sticker thingy off there. I'm going to use two different vinyls from the March subscription box from Butterfly Lane Designs. This pretty little bubble one, and then the Mermaid scale one. And that is going to be the decal I'm going to use. And this is one of the paints I'm using, Pink Petal, with some 16 candles from Glitter Doctor. The paint is from Colorflex. It's a 3-in-1 paint, primer, and glue. And then the blue Tiffany & Co. is from Glitter, Pixie, and Dust. And the blue is something Christmas, Country Christmas. So with my silhouette, I cut some waves out on both pieces. And the waves I purchased, or didn't purchase, I got them from Creative Fabrica, because I'm not talented enough to freehand a wave. But yeah, so I cut those out, and I'm putting the mermaid scales on the bottom, and they were off a little bit because I didn't do them as a endless seam, I think that is. And so I had to adjust it a little bit. And I was using my big Bowen squeegee there to line up the seams with each other. And the bubbles is going to go on the top. And again, I'm going to have to trim that up with my knife. Justine's here, making sure I got it straight. Trim that up with my knife, my craft blade, so as smoothly as a wave as I can, which I think I succeeded pretty decently. And then I'm going to cut down the middle of the two ends and make that a perfect little seam. I will then, there's the decal again, don't be afraid to make waves. Then I'm going to use some black electrical tape to cover both vinyls, all of the vinyl, so that I can use the paint from Colorflex to sort of do an ombre, but not really an ombre. It's pretty much going to be a split. And that is my little picker. What's it called? It's a weeding tool. I forget what the dang name of that thing is. And pin pen. That's what it's called, pin pen. And so, like I said, I'm going to use the electrical tape to cover up the edges of both the top and bottom vinyls. once I finish doing that, trying to make sure to get it along that curve, the wave curve. I don't want my paint to go onto the vinyl. Fold over those edges so that it's easy to remove them when I'm done painting. There we have it. So I'm going to use the Country Christmas on the bottom. I'm going to apply one even layer of both colors, nice and smooth and evenly. I'm going to try to get this as centered or as evenly halved as possible, half blue, half pink. And to do that, I'm going to use my little Bowen, my big Bowen squeegee there to try to kind of guesstimate the center. And then I'm going to use the pink petal. These are both soft makeup brushes. Actually, this one, it is a makeup brush, but this one's from the $1.25 store. And the other one I got through, I got that one at Walmart at Christmas time. So again, I'm just going to apply a nice little soft, smooth layer. Use a little tiny brush to try to kind of blend the two of those together just a little bit. Maybe not necessarily blend it, just to get it closer to each other. Because like I said, it's kind of going to be an ombre, but not really. And then just use that brush to even it out. And then go in with my second layer here. And with the second layer, I am going to apply my glitter. I'm going to go ahead and just do the bottom first. And then I'm going to move on to the pink and do the top with the second coat. And apply the pink. Just like that. And then I'm going to go in with the blue again and do the cover of the paint with the blue and the pink at the same, well, not at the same time, but while they're still both wet. So right quick, I'm going to do the pink right after the blue, so that I can go ahead and pour the glitter on them while they're still wet. I was considering using glitter glue, but I didn't really need to do that because I did it fast enough that they were still going to be wet when I did it. And there I'm kind of just slightly doing a little bit of an ombre there. And then once I get the glitter applied, I'm going to immediately remove the paint from the top and the bottom. And at this point, once the paint dries, it'll be ready for, I will spray it with a clear coat, a coat of clear Color Shot matte spray paint. And then after that's done, I will apply two coats of Chaos Resin's Liquidy Split Fast Set. Once that dried, I cut out some straight lines, some, not offsets, pinstriping, one for the top and one for the bottom. And then for the wavy part, what I did was in my silhouette, I took two halves, I took two of the same wave, put them on top of each other, and then spliced them so that I would get a thin line to kind of try to match this wave. But since I had to trim that off a little bit, the two vinyl pieces, because they didn't line up, this wave part and the top and the bottom gave me a little bit of trouble because they weren't exactly the same shape, if that makes sense. So I just finagled around a little bit with it and was able to get it. There was a couple little creases in there, but you'll see later on how I fixed that. Sorry for the noise behind me. I have my neighbors working on something in their yard. Get that bottom one or the top one applied, get the top pinstripe applied. make those as smooth as possible. The bottom part I think was easier to apply than the top part. Don't ask me why, I have no idea. It was the same issue. But they did, or it did. And then I'm going to cut down the middle of those two seams too to get the excess off. And there, just like that. I'm going to go ahead and apply the bottom pinstripe. And I think these stripes I did at 0.0 or 0.10 possibly. I'll have to check my silhouette. And then I'm trying to figure out where I want to place this so that it's evenly as I can. Look how well that matches with the mermaid's tail being blue and her top being pink as far as the center of that tumbler. I'm going to just cut off a little bit of the excess around the wording because I don't really want any overlapping of the vinyl from the decal on the pinstripe because I don't want it to lift. Just trim that up nice and well. Very careful to not cut any of the wording of the decal off. Oh, goodness, I'm sorry. Sorry about the car, obnoxious car going by. There we go. And perhaps I should have sped this part up a little bit, but I didn't want the whole thing to be sped through. Because then you don't really get to see how... I mean, you see how it's done, but not... They're not as fast as the videos make them look to be. So I'm going to get that part of this trimmed off, the back of that. Very carefully to try to not get very many fingerprints on there. Cut the backing off. And find this perfect spot for it, and then adhere it. Once that's done, I'm going to pull that back, use my little squeegee, and just swipe on over. And there you have it. Very cute. So doesn't that color blending match well with the mermaid body and her tail? All right, I mean, like I said, those things kind of give me a hard time because of the curvedness of them, because cutting it off to make them even, the even waves. So I'm just trying to press them down as well as I can. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my logo on the bottom and get it centered with the front of the tumbler. And I've discovered, and I probably knew this before, but with the epoxy on there, especially having two coats, it's more level, so the sticker doesn't want to bubble like as if I only had one coat of epoxy on it, or no coats of epoxy. Okay, and then after that, I'm going to go ahead and put some of the CC DIY's quick coat on that. Go ahead and put that all over. And then I applied 2 more coats of epoxy, and here she is. Beautiful, beautiful in all of her glory. If you've enjoyed my video today, please consider giving me a thumbs up. If you're a current subscriber, thank you so much. If you are not a current subscriber, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to hit the bell so you get notified when I upload new content. Have a good day, have a good night, whatever it may be for you, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care.